Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura and today we're going to do another pick a card tarot reading, and this time we're asking, what will your first time with them be like? Or for some of you, this could be asking, what will your next time be like with them? This is 100% an 18 plus reading, okay? So I just want to warn you now, this will be talking about the dirtier details of your interactions. So if you're not into that, click off now. If you are into that, keep watching, okay? Now, if you're single, this can also be a really cool reading for you because it'll show you your first time with your next person, whoever that may be. And I think by looking at that and reading into it, it also helps manifest it. So really great reading if you're single, if you're already with someone and you're wondering like when will your first time be like with them, if you just started dating someone, whatever your case may be, if you felt drawn to this reading, then you're drawn to this reading, okay? So what I want you to do is take a deep breath, relax, and take a look at all three of the cards and stones on screen. Select whichever one you feel most drawn towards. We have group number 1 with the red Jasper, group number 2 with the tiger Jasper, and group number 3 with the Navajo Sandstone. Once you've selected your group, you can skip ahead to your reading using the timestamps, or you can watch through. I want to take a moment to just thank all of you guys for watching, all of you who have subscribed. I also want to take a moment to thank all of the deities, spirit guides, ancestors, and beautiful earth spirits that help us perform these readings, essentially. 99% of what I channel is from these spirits, these readings. I am a tarot reader, but I use tarot as a tool for mediumship, so I just want to take some time to give a special thanks to all the spirits that help us out there. Thank you all for your comments. Thank you for participating in the comment section and spreading your positivity, your appreciation, and your good vibes there. I read your comments all at once, like once a month, so I will get back to all of them eventually. And I appreciate it so much. I also want to thank everyone who's gotten a personal reading with me. I love connecting with you guys in that way. If you're interested in a personal reading, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. Thank you to everyone who's gotten life coaching sessions with me. And thank you to everyone who's gotten intention oils. Beautiful. Let's dive into your reading now. Welcome, group number 1. You selected the red Jasper. Right off the bat, red Jasper rules over the heart and blood circulation, root chakra energy. So you're getting this person's blood pumping, that's for sure. There is this, like, I'm feeling like a quick heartbeat. You know when you like kiss someone for the first time and your heart starts to beat really fast and you're sort of like nervous, but not really. It's just like an excitement type of energy. I am seeing that. For some of you, you could be doing quite a bit of cardio the next time or first time you are with this person, if you catch my drift. Anyways, we are going to shuffle up the Light Seers Tarot, and then we're just going to see what comes out as we ask the question, what will the first time or next time be like with this person? And then after that, we'll get some channeled messages from your person to you. And this is from the perspective of when they are with you. Okay, we start off with the 10 of Wands coming out upright. So the day that this is gonna happen, I actually feel like there's a lot of stress. This could be like a Friday, end of the week, and work has been really exhausting, really rough. So we are actually going into this with a lot of stress on our shoulders, possibly the both of you here, just going through stressful times and seeking comfort within each other. Wow. Yeah, we have the 9 of Swords coming out in reverse. So actually this day begins not in the greatest of moods, not in the greatest of spirits. And this person, it feels like they are in a rough place. And when you first meet up with them, they may actually, when you do your exchange of like, oh, how's your day? How's your day? They're probably going to tell you like, oh my gosh, like this happened and then this happened. It was a really rough day, blah, 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 going off about, whatever's going on in their life. But they really enjoy seeing you because you sort of melt away all of their problems and they forget what's going on here. We have the Queen of Wands coming out in reverse, which is a very fun energy for sure. Extremely fun, extremely passionate. And I almost feel like they view you as this Queen of Wands, which is someone who's experienced, someone who is energetic, spiritually aligned, just really beautiful overall, charming, warm, charismatic. But in reverse, I feel like they're not feeling like they're matching your energy level the first time you are with them, or the next time you're with them, whenever that is, or they're like worried, like, oh my gosh, I have all this baggage in my life, or like I can't I don't know if I can keep up with group number one's pace here. So maybe that's why the cardio stone came out, the bloodstone. The red jasper, really fascinating. I also wonder if for some of you, there's something about like a physical difference between you, like if you're really in shape or fit and they are not so much in shape or fit, or maybe they haven't done cardio in a while. So we have the Page of Swords, really stimulating conversation. They feel like they can talk to you about everything, and you spark a lot of brilliant ideas within them. I feel like this person is really attracted to your mind and how your mind works. They totally want to get your opinion on various things that are going on in their life. Also, various things that are going on in the world. Like, I feel like this person daydreams about chatting with you. Weirdly enough, like they daydream about, like, have you ever had daydream conversations with someone who you know? Like you're literally just minding your own business, doing your own thing, and you're having like an in your head conversation with someone. Usually these happen in the shower, I feel. This person daydreams about you in that way quite a bit. So when you actually meet up, they're just wanting to ask you about like a million different things and get your opinion on a million different things. We have the Six of Swords. Okay, some sort of transition going on in their life at the time, the first time you're with them in that way. I don't know why. It's really interesting. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse, which shows that sensual, sexual energy that they clearly have towards you. They are definitely attracted to you and your light. But for some reason, like when you first meet up, it's going to be very conversation oriented. And I think this is really cool because they're really interested in your mind. And they are at like a transition in their life and they want to get your opinion on certain things. And I'm also seeing here, I don't know why, I keep imagining a car ride with them. Like they may pick you up, or you're driving somewhere and in that drive, like there's a lot of traffic, or the roads are like bumpy. There could even be a little bit of like road rage. And I feel like in that car ride, you also talk about like whatever has been going on in their life, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then I feel like the evening relaxes a lot more with the Six of Swords coming out. And they're just wanting to like, I don't know, have a more chill type of night in with you, I guess, snuggling, whatever. To have a nice contrast compared to their day and the ride. Okay, so let's see what else we have. What else wants to come out? What is your first time going to be like with them? Or your next time? Six of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like this person is a giver. They really are more comfortable in a position of pleasing you and giving to you. And so when that more physical element is introduced, the first time things happen, they're going to be much more concerned about your pleasure. I am seeing oral for a lot of you, and them giving you that and really just wanting to spoil you. They feel really comfortable in a sexual setting when they're the ones giving, when they're the ones that are pleasing, because that makes them feel really confident in themselves and their abilities. I feel like this person may actually have a hard time receiving and allowing themselves to get in the moment and like receive pleasure as well. And I feel like that's why the Six of Pentacles is coming out in reverse, because it's like they're doing all the giving, but almost not even like letting you give to them for too long. Like you could try reciprocating, but they're immediately going to go back to trying to give to you. So, I mean, that's not a bad thing. It ain't a bad thing. All right. All right. What else needs to come out? I don't often do readings like this, so I feel so like not awkward, but I'm like constantly worried, like, what can I say? What am I allowed to say? We have the Magician. Wow. This is really masculine energy, the energy of giving, you know? Also, there's an element here. I feel like they manifested you. If your person's into spirituality in any regard whatsoever, they may have had some special preparations to manifest you or make this happen. Okay, like if they're into like crystal work or healing, manifestation in any way, they may have done something to their house or wore something like a special bracelet or like intention oil or something like that to prepare for this encounter. Or, even if they're not spiritual, it could even be like they just have like a lucky pair of sheets or, a lucky sweater that they wear, and they wear it in order to, try to woo you, I guess, seduce you, if you will. The magician is very charming energy as well, wanting to impress you. This person goes all out. This is, what I'm seeing here? This person's going to try to play it cool, like, oh yeah, my day was chill, or like I had a rough day because whatever, fill in the blank. And in reality, I feel like they went above and beyond to prepare for you. And that's what they're kind of leaving out. Like they may have went out of their way to like deep clean their home, or they seem like the type of person, which I can totally relate to this, where it's like if they have something planned later in the day that they don't normally do, they can't do anything else for the rest of the day. Like they're only focused on that, and they go above and beyond to prepare for that one thing. However, on this day, they want to do that, but they can't because of some sort of issue or drama that happens. And so that's why they may be a little bit frazzled when you first meet, and like throughout the night, like they're just going to relax a little bit more, which is going to be awesome. We have the King of Swords coming out in reverse. Okay, King and Queen here, energy, very mature, very wise. I think you're both experienced. And whoever the divine masculine is, and it doesn't matter what your genders are or what your sexuality is, if you identify more as the feminine person in this connection or the masculine person in this connection, that's up to you. Every single connection, someone has more feminine or masculine energy. It is what it is. So anyways, the more masculine person in this connection is very conversation driven, intellectual, doing things by the book, it seems, whereas the more feminine person in this connection is very like spiritual, intuitive, fun, sensual, warm, wanting that sort of like sensual experience. Whereas I think the masculine person here is definitely thinking about all these little things, and like planning out for a really good experience. Like they planned ahead is what I'm seeing. They planned ahead. Very interesting. Let's see what else comes out. Your next or first time with this person. 5 of Cups. I swear to God, if any of you guys are talking about an ex, I swear to God. Okay. For some of you, definitely not the majority, definitely not all of you, this is an ex. This is someone you have a history with. 5 of Cups energy. Coming out right underneath that 9 of Swords, are you kidding me? Or if this is someone new who you've been dating, this day, I know it may not sound super romantic, you may open up about your pasts, like your past traumas, past relationships, things like that, having that vulnerable, authentic conversation about like the darkness in your lives. And I know that sounds totally not fun and sensual and romantic, but I think there's an emotional element here where it's like really truly opening up to each other about what's been going on and where you're coming from, and making you guys feel more intellectually as well as emotionally connected, understanding each other quite a bit more. This is going to be a night that you really get to know each other on a deeper level. Now, if this is an ex, shake my head at you guys, I feel like you're going to open up about the past and talk about the past and, everything that happened there. I don't recommend sleeping with your ex. I mean, listen, I can't be a hypocrite, but oh, you do you. I'm not judging you. Okay, you know your situation better than anyone else. We have the 9 of Wands. See, this is an interesting reading because I feel here that this is actually someone who wants to take their time a little bit. I mean, it's not that they want to take their time with you because they fantasize about you for sure. However, They want to not overstep any boundaries. They want to make sure you're both in the right headspace. And this isn't someone who's going to pressure you or rush things, is what I want to say here. But the passion is definitely there. This person is a little bit weary when it comes to opening up their emotions, which is fine. It's not like a negative thing. It's like they've been hurt in the past before, and so they just want to take things a little bit slower. So I feel like for the majority of you, there's going to be several dates minimum that you actually don't sleep with this person. You know, you just talk, you get to know each other, which I think is really beautiful. Yeah, it's definitely not like a hooking up from the very first night thing. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I feel like, you know, you're going to take your time to get to know each other. And then I feel like this person's intention is to build up that sort of chemistry between you guys, build up that tension, because they're wanting like a really, really special first or next time with you. So I don't think they're going to dive right into it. They're going to want to make it very special. This person feels very intentional as well. For a lot of you, this person is also spiritually connected, just like you, maybe in different ways, but nonetheless. We have the Star. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they have a huge crush on you. The Star to me is like a card of popularity, a card of beauty. And again, this gives me that energy of like they manifested you, like they really did. There's also an astrological component to this. Whether or not you pay attention to astrology, I feel like the stars are aligned with your connection with this person. And so you may be crossing this bridge on a very significant day astrologically. Like it could be a new moon, a full moon, something significant, the seasons changing. Not sure. I mean, everyone's watching this at different times, so I can't give you exact specific examples, but definitely there's an element of astrological significance to this day, and this person has a big crush on you. I feel like they don't let it on as much as, and I just saw 444 on the timer, as I said that, confirmation. They don't let it on as much, and you may not have any idea. But yeah, this person actually thinks that you're like a dream, and they see an actual potential future with you. This isn't casual, guys. This is not casual. They're really thinking this out. They manifested you. They're trying to win you over. I'm getting this weird energy at the beginning of your hangout, the day that this happens, where they think to themselves, oh, this isn't the perfect circumstances. I wonder if this person is a bit of a perfectionist. But I feel like you're going to have a nice open conversation. You're going to open up about your pasts, your histories, things that you may even still be affected by. You're going to feel very emotionally connected and secure in that way. There's a lot of talking going on, and this person's just going to want to give to you, like really give to you, even beyond just, you know, sexually. Like before you even get to that point, like they may like cook you a meal or buy you a meal or just try to really, really give in some way, because they view you as someone that, like, they really respect you. They view you as someone with a lot of potential for them. So they're gonna want to do everything they can to win you over. We have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Very fascinating. I wonder if this person is spending money that they shouldn't spend. I don't know why that was the first thing that came to my mind. Also, the Three of Pentacles to me in a reading like this shows like someone trying to show off, like really trying to do something. I don't think you're going to notice it though. That's the funny thing about this. They're going to do something in the hopes that you'll notice. I don't think you'll notice it. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything. It's like such a minute detail thing. Like, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. Every time someone comes over my house, I'm like, oh my gosh, the bathroom floor needs to be cleaned. And, you know, it's literally like, who's going to look behind the toilet and be like, oh, well, you see there's some stray toilet paper and dust behind the toilet. This person's a gross, nasty person. And this person, it's like, before you come over, or before you go out, they do something very minute like that to try to impress you. You're not even going to notice it, okay? And I think that is hilarious. Just know that they're trying really hard here to impress you, to win you over. If I were you, group number one, I would be very appreciative of this person the next time you see them, and go out of your way to take note of how like clean their house is, or how well they're dressed, or the little details that they, you know, are trying here. Try to do that. Okay, wow. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, this person, there may be something about their job, their work situation, where they should not be spending money, and they might be spending money anyways. Maybe they're in between jobs. Maybe they had a really big expense come through, or I'm seeing here someone is paying for a medical thing for a family member, something like that. Really interesting. I love all the pentacles though here. This is giving very physical, and they just want to give so much more to you. I think you're gonna wear this person down, like wear them out, because you have a lot of high energy. They're a giver, and so it's like anything that you give, they want to like give even more. But because you have more energy than them, at least on this particular day, like you are going to absolutely exhaust them in the best way possible. I love that. Also, in this star card, they don't show it, but there's a naked woman on this card. So this is literally nudity, specifically like the chest area or breast region. They're definitely going to give that area on you a lot of attention, because they find that area on you extremely attractive, regardless of your gender. And also, some of you may be wearing a shirt that really highlights that area. And I feel like they're just going to be so turned on by that I feel like it gets to a point where they can't control themselves, and they just need to dive in a bit deeper, and like, you know, cross those thresholds and see what happens. I think at some point in the night, and I keep getting nighttime. Like you might meet while the sun's still out, but I'm definitely getting nighttime energy here. It's like you're really, maybe you're the one who's also casting spells on this person, because I'm literally getting an irresistible type of energy, and I don't know why your chest region, again, doesn't matter what your gender is drawing them in, and they like, you may be snuggling and talking, whatever, having these deep conversations, and then, I don't know, they just can't help themselves. That's how it feels like this starts, and then that leads to a lot of like them giving, if that makes sense. I don't want to go into graphic detail, but I think you're getting the point here. It feels very much like you're at their house, but obviously it could be different from everyone. It feels like you go to their house after like a day out or whatever you're doing, and it feels very late into the night, and it feels like this person has low energy. After an already long day of like worrying and overthinking, they feel like they overthought this whole entire date with you as well, because they don't want to mess things up, which I think is adorable, honestly. And I feel like your body gives them a second wind. And yeah, you wake them right back up, and they just want to give you the best performance ever. But here's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat readings and be like, oh, it's so magical. I feel like, honestly, most of the time, when it's your first time with someone, that if you're doing it right, that should be like the worst time you have with them. Does that make sense? Like, it should keep getting better as you get to know each other. And I think this person isn't really letting themselves be in the present moment and really, really receive and feel it out intuitively. They are normally a very intuitive, sensual type of lover, but there is something about you that makes them extremely nervous, especially because it could have been a while for them. And so yeah, I think the first time it's going to be great for you. Let me just say that. For them, they're going to have a hard time allowing themselves to receive, and like, I feel like that element will definitely improve with practice. It will definitely improve over time. You know, you're making them shake in their boots a little bit the first time, but that's totally fine. All right. We're going to get some channeled messages to finish off this reading. At the day that this happens, how are they feeling about you? What are their channeled feelings towards you, if any? I would hope there would be some. Geez, if any. Okay, we had 2 cards come out. Anything else going once? Anything else going twice? Anything else going thrice? Okay, that one came out. I feel like this one wants to come out. What do you guys think? Let's see. This is my homemade channeled messages oracle. Let's start from the beginning. We have the Two of Swords. I am protecting my heart right now. The unknown scares me, so I don't make any emotional decisions. I can't make a decision right now. Yeah, and I saw that with the Nine of Wands, with the Five of Cups, Nine of Swords in reverse. Emotionally, when it comes to this person, they've been hurt in the past. And they may still be dealing with some leftover feelings about that. And so that's why they're taking it very slow with you. They don't want to lose out on you because you're like a whole catch. Like you're everything they could possibly want. And I see that in the star very, very clearly. And even with the Queen of Wands reverse, even with the Page of Swords, Six of Swords, everything. Like they see you as someone who they could be calm with. They can have a nice drama-free connection with. They're extremely attracted to you physically. And they really respect your like charisma, your warmth, your natural connection to spirit and all of that amazing things about you, your chest area. They really, really enjoy all of those things about you. And they're afraid of like losing the opportunity with you. But at the same time, they want to go slow. They want to warm things up with you. And they don't want to just hop into something deep right away with you that could be, could lead to something toxic potentially. Okay. So yeah, they're definitely taking time in this connection for sure. We have the Three of Cups. I love flirting with you. I believe love should be lighthearted and fun. So they really enjoy teasing you. I am seeing like they're trying to like warm you up as much as possible, if that makes sense. Like trying to make you want it so badly before they finally give it to you. You know what I mean? They're at least trying to do that. But I feel like they oftentimes neglect their own feelings in the process. A friendship that's flirty, good vibes, party and celebration. This connection has emotional healing and friendship first. See, I don't feel like those of you who selected group number 1 are already in a relationship with this person. It feels like you're either just starting to date them and they're very focused on creating a strong platonic foundation first, but a platonic foundation that is flirty. The romance is there, but they want to make sure they have a good friendship with you because friendship is the foundation of all healthy connections. And so they're just enjoying their time with you, talking to you, getting to know you more. That's sort of the vibe here. But there is also flirtations, and they want to infuse those flirtations to make sure that you're reminded, hey, I actually am attracted to you. This is actually the direction I want it to go in. I think this person is very emotionally intelligent. They are giving that vibe. And they're just enjoying it for what it is right now and seeing where it could possibly go. We have the Star coming out again. See, this card I felt like was the most significant out of all the cards, and now it's literally coming out again. Are you kidding me? And look, this is exactly the vibe I was trying to articulate. I feel like you are my soulmate. Also, I want to see you naked. See, that's the thing. They feel like you are really someone special. If they're into astrology, the dates that you met them, very astrologically significant. The dates that this is happening, very astrologically significant. If you feel like this person plans your dates around astrological events, you are correct about that. Definitely not for everyone though, because for the majority of you, this person isn't into astrology, but I am seeing that. They actually see potential in you, but they are also extremely sexually attracted to you. So there's that. They think you are absolutely stunning physically, mentally, and emotionally. They dream about being with you day and night. See, we saw that earlier. Remember, we picked up on daydreaming, having these daydream conversations with you. They appreciate all your efforts. They feel guided to share their feelings with you. We saw that as well. And spirit guides and ancestors support this connection. Love that. And then we have the Sun. I enjoy every second spent with you. Wow. More energy and time spent together. Yep. Daydreaming of a life spent together. Yep. Not in a creepy way. If you just met this person, this is just something that they feel like, oh, this could actually have potential. A growing relationship. Exactly. They're wanting to grow that. Creative ways of showing love. We have quote, I want your baby. Okay. So for some of you guys, if this is a hetero connection, I actually feel like they may have like a little kink here of either like impregnating you or getting impregnated by you, even if they don't want kids at all. I mean, that's a thing that a lot of people have. So, they may oh man, I'm trying not to be too vulgar, but how do I not be vulgar in a reading like this? They want to fill you. Let's just put it like that. Honeymoon every day. They want to go on dates and travel. See, they think you're really fun, and this person actually wants to like go out and do fun things with you. So they may bombard you with a lot of like invitations out after this day specifically. Like they're gonna feel a lot more comfortable with you. And after this, I feel like they're going to like invite you to every little fun thing that they're doing or that they want to do because they just want to enjoy different environments with you, which I think is so sweet. So this is a really cool connection. I love this for you. This person will, I think as you get more comfortable with each other, this area of your life will improve drastically. I think you're both very sensual type of lovers, if that makes sense, and very intuitive, sensual, animalistic. However, on this first meeting, there is an element of being tired. There is an element of them trying to sort of like perform and like give a lot. I think that will get better with time, and they'll stop being so nervous around you. Like it'll definitely get better. So not that it's going to be bad. It's going to be really, really great for you and them as well. But they're coming at it from a place of like, I don't even care if I orgasm. I don't even care if like I get my needs met. Like I just want to absolutely impress and woo group number one, which I think is so cool. But the issue with that is you might also be like them. So I think it's a really cool dynamic. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there and spiritual life coaching sessions there. I would recommend getting my goddess energy intention oil if you want to radiate goddess energy. I always anoint myself with the goddess oil before days like this, okay? And let me tell you, it's very powerful stuff. And I have received many comments from people saying like, did you put a spell on me? Like, why am I like so attracted to you? Like, I'm so drawn to you. Almost caused a few car accidents. The list goes on, okay? So get yourself that if you're interested. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome. Let's see what your first or next time will be like with the person that you're either asking about or the next person that you'll be with. I just want to set the scene for you guys. It is the morning, and by morning I mean almost 1 p.m. And it is a drizzly day in Pennsylvania, and whenever it is raining here, it is just so magical. The trees come to life. This is a very wet state filled with a lot of creeks, and I can't describe it, but rainy days are truly magical, especially rainy days like this where it's not necessarily storming, it's just drizzling down. I have a fresh cup of dead nettle tea right next to me, ready to be drunk, so there's a lot of magic in the air. I expect this reading should be quite a good one, okay? You selected the Tiger Jasper. This is a beautiful stone that really assists in your emotional healing. It's extremely grounding. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of dirt. And some of you might be like, dirt? Like, what's special about dirt? But it's just warm and comforting and nurturing. It sends so much nutrients to the seeds so that way they can grow into something big and beautiful. And it's that same loving, sort of maternal energy that I get from this stone. So I feel like your first or next time with whoever is going to be very nurturing for your soul. But let's see what happens. Also, there could be some significant earth signs watching. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or this next or first time could be with someone who has strong earth sign placements such as their sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Maybe even Mars, honestly. I know that's a lot, but Mars rules over the more sensual side of life. Let's just put it like that. It rules over that sort of animalistic lust towards people. Anyways, what is this going to look like? We're just going to pull some cards from the tarot and then get some channeled messages. We have the 9 of Swords. Wow, why does this keep coming out? This came out for group number 1, I believe, as well. So we're seeing not that much sleep. This is my card of not getting a lot of sleep. Also, there's something about being upset. Being in your head, overthinking something here. Crazy. I want to get more details, though, before I start making assumptions. Temperance. Okay, emotions are running high the day that you are with this person. I'm seeing emotionally intense conversations. There could be really deep feelings that you have towards this person, and it's sort of like a buildup of so many feelings just coming through and needing that outlet, needing that escape. We have the Nine of Wands. Okay, this is a little complicated. There's a fear here. A lot of you guys, you know what it is. There's a lot of feelings that this person triggers within you. You trigger a lot of feelings within this person. And the issue is that one or both of you may come from broken families or situations where you didn't really see healthy relationships growing up. And, that can really stick with you in very subconscious ways. And it's like the second these feelings start to get deeper, it really makes us, go back and think like, wait a second, I have to rely on myself. People aren't reliable. Or, if for example, the only marriages, the only relationships you saw involved a lot of cheating throughout your life, a lot of lying, when you start catching these deeper feelings of wanting to be with this person, it can really scare you or scare this person. One of you may have even seen codependent relationships that, on the surface may look healthy, but really like suffocating. How do I put this? Someone here, your parents or their parents were very codependent, extremely codependent upon each other, and they didn't really have lives outside of each other. Okay? And so when these feelings start to get deeper, this person's biggest fear is, oh my gosh, am I going to lose myself in this relationship? Am I going to lose myself in this connection? So, and then I'm seeing the other person, they may have just come from a straight up like neglectful, abusive, or like seeing a lot of relationships growing up that involve cheating, lying, or just like divorce, breakups, being single in general. And so the emotions that you trigger with each other, it's very healing. It's triggering, but it's healing. Your love. And I think that's very interesting. When you have unresolved wounds and traumas, they really start to come to the surface when you start getting feelings for someone. And some people, it sucks because they don't recognize that consciously, and so they just try to avoid feelings altogether. I'm not saying that either of you are like that, but relationships could be such a profound space of healing for both parties. And I feel like the next person you're connecting with, they are supposed to be doing that for you, and you're supposed to be doing that for them, triggering these wounds within each other, so that way you can heal, grow, evolve, and ascend. Now, whether or not it goes that way, and whether or not you're both receptive to that healing, that's not what we're picking up on. Wow, we have strength, actually. As we're in the middle of saying that, strength to me represents like therapy, working on yourselves, having deeper conversations, recognizing consciously the shadows that come up as you develop stronger feelings and as emotions come up. This is definitely not a casual hookup. Okay, this is definitely you and someone having strong feelings and allowing your bodies to sort of dance with those feelings. And there's a lot of emotional transmutation taking place. Emotions bubbling up to the surface, and they're just pouring out as your bodies dance in harmony with each other. Very poetic. I wonder if some of you write poetry, or the person you're connecting with writes poetry or songs or something beautiful like that, or they're just a writer in general. I'm seeing writing, I don't know why. But yeah, we have the sun in reverse. I wonder if, like today, for some reason I decided to share the weather with you. You are meeting up on a cloudy day, or it could be rainy or like overcast, something like that. I'm getting rain. Rain. Now, it doesn't mean it has to literally be raining, although for a lot of you it will be raining. But what rain symbolizes as a spirit is an emotional release. I wonder if one of you are going to cry afterwards or like cry during. Because I know some people experience that. This is a huge emotional release, a huge release in tension. I'm even getting that it feels like for the other person, but it could very well be for you as well. There's one of you has not even really touched another person like that in a while. Okay, it could have gone several months or years not really snuggling anyone, not really, doing this, doing the nasty. And so that's why this meetup is so emotionally charged as well, because it just feels like such a release, like such a longing for this human touch, this human interaction. And finally it's here. So I think that's extremely beautiful. And the reason why this person or you may not have had that, assuming that you've already had it before, you're not like a virgin or like super young or something, is because you may have been avoiding it. You may have been focusing on yourself, and it may not have been the right time, in your opinion, to be triggering yourself through relationships and catching these deep feelings. And there could have been a fear of losing yourself in relationships, or a fear of being hurt or doing the hurting, because that's what has been shown to you your whole life. And so I'm seeing one of you have not had this in a long time. It'll be such a release. And I don't know why I feel like this is the other person. They're going to remember, or they're going to realize, like, wow, you know what? I was actually missing this and I didn't realize it. I actually want this. And they could even be feeling that feeling of falling in love that they haven't felt in a long time. And they may be missing on that feeling of falling in love or really desiring it. So that's pretty beautiful. We have the Six of Wands coming out in reverse. Another defining characteristic of your partnership is that one or both of you are really trying to create success for yourself. And I'm seeing this in a very either like artist, freelancer, small business owner, or even if it's like just going to school. There's a lot of ambition shared between the two of you is what I'm feeling. And you're both trying to build and grow either like a network, an audience, success, something like that. Honestly, I feel like most people aren't super ambitious, but you two are very ambitious. So that's like a defining characteristic that you guys share. And I feel like that's, something you really relate on. Growing your careers or your personal success, your brand, whatever it may be, at the same time. And there's this weird feeling between the two of you that you will both be either famous or successful one day. And it's extremely interesting to connect now, because you may not be at the level, you may both not be at the level that you know that you can achieve. It's this weird spiritual, almost psychic acknowledgement of we're going to be some pretty big leaders in the world, big rulers in this world. And right now we're still in our humble beginnings, or, we're just, living a normal life. I know this sounds so strange, but I'm just picking up what I'm picking up, guys. There's this psychic spiritual acknowledgement, yeah, we are both two conscious individuals who are really well connected with our souls and our purpose in life. And we have this drive, this ambition to achieve, to accomplish. However, and this is where things might not be as conscious for you guys, we both have some woundings when it comes to how relationships were modeled to us early in life. And there's this desire to be loved and touched by each other. And the biggest hurdle is to not sabotage this ourselves out of fear of replicating what was modeled to us when we were children and growing up. That's what I'm seeing here. There's a lot of intense emotions though, because there's love here. There's desire here. There's a yearning here for not only just the general feeling of love and being touched, but also for each other and your souls. Your souls are on similar timelines and vibrations. We have the Ace of Swords in reverse. You know, I wonder for a lot of you who are watching, if this is someone you used to know that you had a period of separation with, or you just kind of, not even intentionally separated, but maybe they weren't super significant to you in the past, and you just didn't really talk for months, years, whatever, with the Ace of Swords in reverse. And that's the next person. It's like you already kind of know them. You're just not speaking at this moment for whatever reason. Doesn't have to be anything bad. I don't know why that came through. And then, of course, for some of you, this is someone who you had some sort of separation with. You had to go your separate ways to heal, because perhaps if this is someone that you already know, that you may have even already been involved with, it could have separated. And that could be why we're starting out with the Nine of Swords, because of everything we just said. You had certain ways that relationships were modeled to you growing up and in the past, and your fear of replicating that actually sort of kept you guys apart. And there was an element here of neither of you, and perhaps one person stronger than the other, not letting yourself sit with the deeper emotions that were developing for each other, and sort of ending it before that replication happened. Does that make sense? And you had to sort of go your separate ways and be in separation, no contact, whatever, and do your own healing first. Now, this isn't going to be everyone's story, so if you feel a strong resistance to this message, go with that resistance. This is not for you. Take what resonates, leave anything that doesn't. However, this is a strong story for a lot of you, so if this does resonate and someone in particular is coming to mind, pay attention to that. We see individual healing separately, and this sort of silent acknowledgement that you're going to come back together, and sort of working on yourselves in the meantime. Very interesting. I feel like this is a soulmate connection. So even if you never met this person yet, there were past lives that you knew this person, and things could have ended pretty badly in those past lives because of what we just talked about. And coming back together in this lifetime, you're able to come back a little bit stronger. But the challenge will be to not sort of repeat past lifetimes, as well as what was modeled to you growing up. Really fascinating. We have the Nine of Cups coming out in reverse. It's important for the well-being of this connection. I know this is supposed to be the next time you see each other, so I'm sorry that I'm diving so deep into other things, but this is just what's coming through. It's important for the well-being of this connection for both of you to focus on your own personal happiness and be able to stand on your own 2 feet. And I feel like one of the biggest blockages emotionally here is that someone, and it could be them, is wanting to just have their life perfect, like have a lot of money, a lot of success, whatever, before they say yes to these deeper emotions. So this energy is a little confusing to me because there's this strong spiritual energetic pull towards each other. And I think the next time you do stuff with them, next time you meet up with them, it's just going to be such a passionate, soulful release where it's like all of those fears that sort of cloud the spirit. Okay, all of those fears of I don't want to replicate the past, and I should, really protect my heart, and I shouldn't allow myself to dive deep into these feelings. All of those voices in your head, those feelings within you that are like, I have to resist this connection. I feel like the real feelings and pull that you have towards each other underneath that is bubbling up and breaking through that. Okay, so this is going to be a sort of, I am not in control anymore. My feelings are in control, extremely passionate. Okay, I hate to compare this to like modern TV and television because a lot of the relationships depicted there are not healthy at all. but it's like one of those rom-coms or like, historical romances where like Pride and Prejudice, they're really resisting being with each other. They're really resisting, and the reason why isn't necessarily because of their individual souls and personalities, but it's also playing into like how you were raised emotionally, what types of relationships were demonstrated to you, because I keep coming back to this idea of like healthy relationships were not a commonality in either of your lives. And that plays into why you are resisting each other. And anyways, in those films, in those books, there's always a moment where they just can't resist each other anymore. And usually there's like a powerful like make out scene where someone's being pushed up against a wall and they're like, oh no, I shouldn't. But then they keep going and there's like, that's kind of the energy I'm feeling from this. But it's extremely like soul connection. And it's like all of those resistances given to you by society or fears or whatever, it just melts away for the duration of this, Okay. Justice, and it is coming out like in reverse here. And to me, this is being wronged. I can't control you guys. I can't control your situations. I feel like if this is a new person, you've definitely been wronged by people in the past. Okay. And for that reason, that can be causing you resistance. Now, for the few of you who resonated with the message of this being someone from your past, you guys may have wronged each other already in the past, and that's why there's this resistance and all of these deeper feelings coming through. And that totally complicates things, because how do I trust after that? How do we make this a healthy thing after that? Very fascinating. Let's see. And that's coming out near the Nine of Wands, which is saying, that's just this strong resistance, but we have strength here, which overpowers that resistance. So let's see what cards come out around that. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, knowing your worth, being really strong in your own foundation. Okay, learning how to be happy on your own and not codependent in relationships. Yeah, this connection, and I know this is, more of like a 18 plus reading, so I don't know why I'm talking so much about the relationship aspect of things. This relationship can only work if you both know your worth first and foremost, take good care of yourselves, and do the inner healing work necessary in order to break out of unhealthy, toxic, codependent patterns that were modeled to you growing up. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who is healthy, strong in herself. She takes good care of herself and those around her. She has a lot of grace for those around her as well. She's very welcoming to all walks of life, very warm, very hospitable. There's a very physical element here as well with her, and with the Tiger Jasper that you selected. Very physical element. I don't know how to talk about it. It feels like a very soulful, spiritual, like reunion of bodies and minds and souls. We have the Two of Cups. Oh my gosh. This could be, wow. This day, this meeting can actually lead to a relationship, to something deeper. Now, the path to getting there could be a whole different reading. But Two of Cups confirms that soulmate energy, having done the work, having discussed, everything that needed to be discussed with strength, being able to really consciously acknowledge and understand your shadows with each other and individually. Because I feel like if this is a past connection, you weren't consciously aware of those shadows of, how your upbringing affected this. Let's see. Final two cards. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the Magician. Wow. Okay, so Knight of Pentacles in reverse shows resistance. You know, I just feel like someone here. Actually, you know what? I'm not getting resistant. I take that back. I started saying something, but I'm actually feeling that this is a feeling of not wanting to leave. Not wanting to leave. So this night may end in like a sleepover. And it's like neither of you want to let go. Neither of you want to separate. It's like, what if I just like, you know, kept sleeping over and like just stayed here and spent more time? This could actually lead to multiple days of spending time with each other, which is crazy. I love it. And then you have the Magician, which is will, manifestation, that ambition energy. And it's like, you know what, maybe we can make this work. And there's a sense here of doing this again. You know, like I said, this is not casual at all. This feels to be something that bonds you even closer together. And it's like it melts away all of the superficiality. You know, you become a lot more comfortable with each other. And I feel like a very calm, I'm seeing a calm conversation about both of your pasts and how you're bringing those pasts into the present moment and how you can work together, how you can meet and really appreciate each other. I feel like this person really loves the sort of regal, confident energy that you give. I'm looking at this Queen of Pentacles. They really love your connection to nature, if you have that connection, or natural beauty, natural magic. They find that incredibly enticing. Also, I'm looking at her blue eyeshadow. I'm seeing makeup. If any of you do like any sort of fancy makeup or anything like that, obviously this won't resonate for everyone, but they find that very enticing as well. I'm seeing like adorning the body also. I'm seeing waist beads. I'm seeing ankle bracelets. I'm seeing like jewelry and just being this raw, natural beauty. And even if, you know, there's aspects of your body that aren't necessarily natural, the energy that you give off is very, like, I don't know how to put it, like raw, authentic. Like, this person is, okay, now we're getting into the dirtier details. This person really likes natural, okay? Like natural hair. But like, here's the thing, natural, but like they appreciate a good adornment. Okay, like things like makeup or jewelry or you know, really adorning your body in nice clothes, whatever. Like expressing your own magic through that, like they find that attractive. But this could be someone who likes body hair, for example, or like your natural scents. They're a little freak, you know. They like they're not gonna be turned off by things like sweat. Like they actually might be turned even more on by that. Which is awesome. And like your natural flabs and folds, they love that. So this just feels like someone who all of your insecurities melt away with them because there's someone who appreciates that natural, authentic beauty, which is wonderful. And yeah, I don't know. There's something really special here. I think the challenge is allowing the superficiality, the surface level fears, and holding on to traumas from previous generations, not allowing that to be carried on with you, you know, processing that and releasing that is going to be the biggest challenge for the two of you. But I don't know, I'm getting a desire here to be with each other. It's just like, how do we make that happen? This is a really random message, but the phrase reading comprehension just popped into my head. And I'm wondering if someone here, either you or them, has reading comprehension issues. And it may be very difficult for you to communicate via things like text or like email. All of your conversations may be better off on the phone, voicemail, etc. And I feel like actually reading comprehension is one of the most powerful and important skills that a person can have in life. So it can be quite a challenge for anyone who deals with that, I imagine. Or connecting to someone who's dealing with that, if you too don't have that as well. I don't know why that just popped in my head randomly. And they may not consciously, or you may not consciously be aware of that issue. But I don't know. I don't know why I'm saying this. It might be relevant for someone watching. I don't know. Guys, things come through. And I don't know you guys personally, so half the time I'm just like channeling in the dark here. I have no idea what your relationship's like. Anyways, we're going to get some channeled messages from them to you. Okay, when it comes to, like, this is going to be from their perspective on this day where you guys next, you know, do your thing. Or first do your thing. Okay. So, going once. It's really hard to shuffle these. Going twice. Going thrice. This is a handmade deck. You know, I should really print it out on like nice paper one day. I actually want to offer this deck to you guys as well. So comment down below if you'd be interested in purchasing a deck like this. Obviously, you know, printed nicely and not like my crappy handwriting with misspellings. We have the Queen of Swords. Your intelligence and confidence is intimidating, but I am so attracted to you. Will you let me in your heart? They know that you don't tolerate BS. This person is afraid to mess this up. You have that bad bee energy, and they deeply respect you. Yep. Four of Cups. I want a soulmate connection, soulmate relationship, but I'm unwilling to open up emotionally and put in the work. This could have been the issue in the past, whether past life or previously, if you already know this person. They had a lot of trauma, a lot of issues that their own parents and like adults and even previous relationships of their own really showed them like unhealthy relationships, and they didn't do the inner healing work needed in order to recognize that before. And so when feelings started to get deep and real and the opportunity to be in an actual relationship was on the table, they may have left or run away or just resisted. And they may have standards that are extremely high as a mask, but in reality, it's so weird. I feel like they wear this mask. It's literally a mask because it's not them, of having standards that are too high or not, you know, being ready for a relationship. And okay, my camera stopped recording, then I don't know where we're at. But anyways, we have the Page of Pentacles. I have so much potential. You have so much potential. We have so much potential. That's what I'm saying. There's like this silent recognition, like, wow, this could actually be a huge thing for us. And there's so much like deeper soul connections here. Like, I really feel like your souls are like great, great friends. And to meet in this physical earth and just, it feels explosive. It feels very like sensual. It feels like emotional, a huge emotional release. And this might catch you off guard because for a lot of you, you know, your sex life can mainly be like, you know, that fun, you know, maybe a little kinky, maybe a little whatever, very physical. And it's just striking to have this profoundly like spiritual, emotional release. You may not be used to that. And that's why I'm saying some of you may actually cry, or they may cry. And that it feels like, I felt resistance when I said that because a lot of you probably don't believe me, but because it could be very out of character for you. You may have never done that in your life or not done that in a very long time, but I don't know why. It's just something is clicking, something is unlocking here. Someone just starting out in life, potential if both people are willing to work. See, you both recognize this potential that you have with each other and these sort of deeper unspoken feelings within yourselves as individuals as well as towards each other. And we have the Queen of Pentacles coming out twice now. You're so adorable. I just want to nurture you and take care of you. They think you're cute like a baby. Like, oh my gosh, I just want to protect group number 2 at all costs. They're so adorable. Cooks you food, provides snuggles, offers support, very protective over you, spoils you, and they want to nurture your soul and body. Yes, they want to really take care of you. And I'm not seeing it this time, but in future meetings with them after this, they may actually do things like massage and just like giving you the little finger rubs, you know, like gently, you know, doing that over your skin. they're extremely nurturing physically, and they want to make sure that you get good food. They want to make sure that you're comfortable, that you're safe. This is an awesome person. I like them. I mean, they have issues, of course, but don't we all? And you do too. And that's why you connected with them in the past and had this issue. Or, if this is someone new, you may have actually been in relationships in the past that weren't like this, but it's like, so a lot of relationships are very like cyclical, you attract people who are very similar to other people you've met in the past, but depending upon whether you raised your vibration or lowered your vibration, that depends on the type of relationship and connection that you get with them. So this could be your second rodeo with someone that you already know and you've both ascended. Or this could be that, this new person, has a lot of similarities to someone in your past, but you've ascended your vibration and this is like an ascended connection. So anyways, either way, we see growth from what you've experienced from the past and a lot of healing. There's a lot of love here with the Queen of Swords, with the Queen of Pentacles. They really admire you, really have strong feelings towards you. So this is a beautiful meeting. It's gonna feel like such a release, and I definitely think this is just the first of many more to come. And I feel like actually after this, it feels like you'll meet up again in like less than a week, like maybe even the next day, maybe even 2 days later. I really strongly feel that. Okay, so thank you guys for joining me. Definitely like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe if you have not already. And if you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there and spiritual life coaching sessions there, so check it out. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome. Let's see what it's going to be like your first time with them or your next time with them. You selected the Navajo Sandstone, which it's from Utah/Arizona area, and very beautiful stone that I love this because this is such a small stone. I bought 2 of these and I just started getting so many pleasant feelings and visions when I was holding them. Visions of elegance and just having a refined living, very, I don't know how to describe it. Like I was getting visions of like beige and calmer colors in my home, in my heart, and it just felt so simple. It felt, in the best way possible, it felt elevated, simple and elevated. That's the energy. I'm having such a hard time describing it. It is so difficult to describe psychic visions sometimes, and I feel like this stone is really great for helping simplify complicated relationships and connections, complicated feelings. And there is, in that simplicity, there's just like love and wealth and good feelings. I can't describe it. It's such a beautiful stone, and I love it. Okay, that's all I could say. Anyways, that was the stone you were drawn to. So let's see what this first or next time with your person is all about. We have the 4 of Wands. Wow, okay. All right, well, I am seeing for some of you, I'm going to be completely honest, that you're out at like a wedding or like a bar or out with like a group of friends, something like that, having a fun time, maybe even dancing, nightclub, something like that. And it's that same night that you end up, having this first or next time with someone. But I'm definitely, first card out being the 4 of Wands, it. Like there's some sort of celebration that you're at. Even if it's just going out with like a group of some people, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be meeting some stranger there, although for some of you it very much could be. It's just in the same night that you're out celebrating is when this first or next time is happening. Okay. All right, let's see what else wants to come out. So it's like you're having a fun night, and clearly the night has a happy ending here. We have the Page of Cups. Okay, very interesting. Pages are young, youthful, full of energy, very imaginative, daydreaming, especially the Page of Cups. This could be someone who is an artist, very ambitious. We literally see a pig flying here in the corner. So it's kind of like that phrase, when pigs fly, that'll happen. But this is just showing that this is someone who has really big dreams and goals. And, they're very quirky, extremely quirky. They're not a normal person in the best way possible. And, yeah, they are connecting with you. I think their spirit intrigues you. And for some of you, this could be someone younger than you. They don't have to be, though. Even if they're the same age as you, they're very, how do I put it? They just have a youthful exuberance about them. Very fun, very imaginative. We have the star in reverse. The star to me, okay, I was just saying this to group number 1, too. On the traditional star card, there is a naked woman pouring water into the ground and onto earth. And so the star, when I'm doing readings like this, always represents titties or the chest region, and just being so physically attracted to you, and you're physically attracted to them. So there's a strong physical connection. Okay, but this coming out in reverse, I feel like the person you're connecting with is gonna feel like, okay, group number 3 is out of my league. Guys, I don't know how you guys look, but I'm getting a feeling here of like we said, we're out, we're partying somehow, some way, and there's this person that you may know or not know, I'm not sure, and they may be putting you a bit on a pedestal, I'm not gonna lie, because you look stunning, okay, and you have a good life for yourself. I feel like you're an ambitious person as well. You're a type of person who had big dreams for yourself, and you're actually going after it. You're very impressive, group number 3, at least in the eyes of this person. And they're feeling a little bit nervous. However, I feel like they approach you nonetheless because, again, when pigs fly, they're actually coming into this completely in denial that you're going to accept them, that you want anything to do with them. They're like, no, group number 3 is out of my league, but I'm going to try anyway. And then it's successful because you find them charming or whatever. So I just think that's really funny. And the funny thing about it is, I feel like I don't think that you view anyone as out of your league, really, because there's a confidence I'm getting from you. But you're also very impressed by them. So it's why are you so nervous? I think you're more impressive than me. I don't know. But yeah, you'll definitely feel this energy very strongly of them, stumbling over their words or, just really... You're going to feel great. They're going to make you feel great. Okay, let's see what else comes out. We have the 5 of Wands. It's so nice to just be with someone who really reminds you how special you are. And, it's so dehumanizing to be with people who, for example, a lot of women have to deal with this, where you end up with people who don't even view you as a human. They just view you as a game, just another number. I can get a lot more graphic. The words that come to my head are awful because all of my friends are guys, but there's a lot of people, and this isn't even just saying that everyone watching is heterosexual women, but I can't describe it. It just feels nice to actually be with someone who sees you as a human, respects what you're doing, and is just in awe of you and reminds you of how beautiful you are, how powerful you are. And it's just, they really reaffirm all of the great things within you. It's an energy, and that energy lasts days after you even see them. So you love the way this person makes you feel about yourself, and I think that's very beautiful. We have the 5 of Wands coming out perfectly neutral. And this is a little back and forth. I think you're going to have a nice banter. Okay, I'm seeing flirtations. I'm getting a vision of them joking. There's a lot of jokes and wittiness. I think that's something you share, wittiness. And I'm seeing a playful banter back and forth, and you're going to very easily tell that they're attracted to you because, again, you guys just feel very psychically perceptive, and it's not even something they say or do. It's just how they're looking at you, maybe their body language, just a feeling you have. And I wonder at what point does this sort of turn into something a little bit more. I feel like they may just it feels like they are the ones that just kind of sheepishly flat out tells you like, I'm so nervous because you're so beautiful, or like I gotta be honest with you, I'm like really attracted to you. I feel like they're gonna say something like that. Wow, this feels very much like a new person, I'm gonna be honest with you. We have the Nine of Wands. This has come out for every single group, and it's this sort of like weariness, and I'm not surprised, honestly, because like the very nature of the question we're asking, like your first time or your next time with them, I feel like everyone's a little bit on guard because we don't like know each other like that yet, or we don't want to get ourselves hurt again. So I am seeing that same energy of like not 100% comfortability with each other just yet, but I think that's totally fine and natural, especially in a predicament like this. Let's see what else wants to come out. We have the Two of Wands. Okay, you guys may actually talk a lot about travels, or like where you want to travel to, where you want to go in the world. You may share something like that in common. Like you both want to travel, or you both have traveled and you're just talking about those stories. I am seeing that. Also, I got to be honest with you, with all of these wands coming out, yeah, I don't know. Okay, if this is a guy that we're talking about, they may be unproportionally well endowed. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just being honest. And if this is a woman, or okay, maybe I used the wrong words. If this is someone with a penis, they may be well endowed. If this is someone with a vagina, they may be well lubricated. Okay. So we have that happening. This is so awkward, guys. Like, I feel so weird. All right. I feel awkward only sharing this stuff on YouTube. Let's see what else wants to come out. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of attraction. Like, we know why we're here. You know, like, this is happening. We have the Ten of Wands in reverse. Of course, another Wands. I wouldn't be surprised if either of you had a fire placement as well. Strong fire placement. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And that would be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, possibly Mars as well. And I know that's obviously could apply to a lot of people, but that's just what I'm picking up on. Yeah. And this came out for group number 1 as well, this Ten of Wands. I feel like it feels like the weekend. I feel like on a normal day, you're both hardworking or have a lot going on, but this really does feel like either a vacation or the weekend. You're out somewhere. So I keep getting a vision of like being out at like, I can't tell if it's a bar. It doesn't feel like a bar. It feels like an event, like a wedding or some sort of like nice, like jovial restaurant where people also like drink like cocktails, but it's not like super fancy. It's also not like very like dingy either. It's like, you know, business casual for the most part, like normal dinner attire. But there's a lot of like young people there, like mainly like 20s, 30s, 40s, you know. So I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, we had the Page of Wands. I didn't even realize that flipped over. Not surprised that this is coming out as well. Page of Wands, Page of Cups. This could be a water fire sign combo. One of you could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Other one could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Don't have to be. Guys, I'm telling you, this person is kind of like obsessed with you. Not in a creepy way, but like I feel like you are their ideal type and dream person, straight up. Like if they were asked by some random person like, oh, describe your ideal partner, you're like all of it. And they may actually tell you that as well. They would be very transparent with that, and they are absolutely, I don't know why I wanted to use the word, they are bricked over here. Like they are uncomfortably attracted to you. Oh my god, it just reminded me of that one lyric, and I think it was a verse that Drake did. It's like, I like my girls BBW type, so thick that everybody else in the room is so uncomfortable. Like that's the energy. Like they are so uncomfortable because they are so attracted to you. And I feel like for some of you, you could be out, and if this is someone who has a penis, they could literally get a boner while you are in public, and they're like squirming around like trying to hide that. And if this is someone who does not have that body part, it's same energy, just same energy. They are like foaming at the mouth here, guys. You might need to resuscitate them by the end of the night. I'm gonna be honest, but it feels so good to be with people like that. Like knowing that they are 100% like absolutely attracted to you. Like you can just be your natural, authentic self. Like, it's just a different energy, you know. Let's see. We have Strength and the Sun, two beautiful cards. There's so much chemistry between the two of you. There's an energy I'm feeling, though, that can't really be described by any of the cards, though, where while, yes, there's so much chemistry, there's a good banter, really good attraction, there's like this ever so slight feeling that I get of like, not uncomfortability, but it's like, that they're kind of putting you on a pedestal. So that's just a little thing. It's just like, like, it would be better if they didn't do that. It would be a little bit, wow, okay, I don't, this is going to sound so bad, so I'm debating if I should say it, because it's not even super relevant to the reading. You are attracted to this person, but it's almost like if they didn't, like, worship the ground that you walked on so much, you'd be ever, like, just slightly more attracted to them, and so I think you're consciously realizing in your head while this is happening, like, okay, if this is someone you want to see again, you're kind of waiting for the moment where they get, like, comfortable with you and they're no longer, like, in this worshiping energy and they're just, I don't know what I'm trying to say. They're attracted to you, but this is good overall. And with the Sun coming out, with Strength coming out, there's really nothing super bad to say here, honestly. So let's move on. Oh, we had the Chariot. Travel. There's something here about a car as well. Someone may drive a really nice car, and you could be talking about that the next time okay, I just got a weird message. Some of you guys, and this is not going to resonate with all of you, may be having this chance encounter in a car. Y'all are freaks, okay? I don't know what to tell you. Obviously that's not going to resonate with everyone, but or hear me out. As you're driving to one of y'all's locations, there could be some heavy car flirtations or petting, kissing, whatever, foreplay in the car leading up to the location. All right, so that may resonate with some people. I don't do readings like this often, guys, so if it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't, But I will say, out of the three groups, I'm getting the strongest clairvoyant feeling or visions and feelings for you guys. So I feel like I'm getting a full, like, movie in my head about how this is playing out for you guys. All right. We have the Nine of Cups, happiness. Yeah, I think both people will be pleased with this first or next encounter. And by that, I mean, like, okay. Notice on this card how she's sort of having this, like, explosion. I feel like both of you will be experiencing this energy by the end of the night. I am seeing a multi-orgasmic experience for a lot of you guys. And it's, like, not just once, it's multiple times in one evening or, like, the next morning or whatever. So again, I revert back to the y'all are freaks and I'm here for it. Okay. But like I said, there's a lot of, like, physical, passionate chemistry between you guys. And, for some of you, you're going to be shocked at yourself because this does feel like a new person. And I'm going to be honest, and I know for a fact I'm going to get some conservatives in my comments saying, I would never do that. But for a lot of you, I'm going to be honest, you're doing this on, like, the first day that you meet this person or the first date. And sometimes you might be shocked. Like, you may have never done that. And then it's like, with this person, for some reason, you just feel really comfortable. It feels really right. You want to do it. That can happen too. And I'm sure, like, if that is ethically totally against you, then this isn't a message that resonates for you. And I go back to what I say in every reading, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But for a lot of you, this feels like the same day that you're meeting someone or, like, the first date, it's like you don't really know each other super duper well, but it feels right. You feel safe with this person. And, it's like, what? Life is short. Like, let's do something spontaneous. Let's do something crazy. And it's not to say that it won't necessarily lead to anywhere. I don't know if it'll lead to anywhere because that's not what this reading's about. But It feels fun. It feels like you're very happy and pleased that you did it. We have the Six of Swords coming out as well, which is great, you know. And here's another thing I'm seeing here with the Six of Swords. It feels like this is something you actually kind of need, you know, because with the Ten of Wands in reverse, there's a lot of stress here. You know, you could be very stressed with your jobs. I am seeing quite a few of you also like you just got out of a difficult relationship or, you know, a situation that it was just very challenging and difficult. So to just go out and just have some pure, good old fashioned fun and do something crazy, do something spontaneous and connect with an individual on like a deep, beautiful, just fun level, it's gonna like bring you to life a little bit. So I feel like you're not gonna regret this. I feel like it is good energy. Obviously, with the Nine of Wands, you're taking precautions, you're not being an idiot. And you know, it just feels like a healing balm to your soul. The spontaneity, the fun, the just letting loose and seeing what happens. So, yeah, for the majority of you, this is someone that you meet and then the same exact day, y'all are banging. Obviously, won't resonate for everyone, but I digress. And, you know, I think there is a lot of attraction here. And with these three major arcana, actually four major arcana cards, it does feel like this has a lot of potential if you want to grow it into something more. We're not really talking about that, but I don't know. There's like that minor red flag of like them putting you on a pedestal, and I don't know where that would lead to, but that's not the point of this reading. So let's get some channeled messages from this person. And our intention is to channel messages from like the day that this happens and how they feel about you the day this happens. So let's see. How do they feel about you the day this happens? For some of you, this could be while you're traveling. Could be on some sort of like resort or vacation. And you just have like a nice, passionate experience with no intentions to lead anywhere deeper. I mean, if everything magically aligns and it can lead somewhere deeper and you're both feeling it and you want it, I mean, that's one thing. But there's like a distinct fun element about this. We have the Three of Pentacles. I'm trying to impress you. Yeah, we definitely picked that up because they really like are into you. Going out of their way to clean and decorate. I feel like they're going out of their way to like say things and look cool, showering and dressing their best, becoming their best version for you and showing off to you. We have the King of Cups. I am very sensitive and selective with my companions, but once you're in my heart, you'll have a place there forever. I love that. Wow. So this is someone who, you know, after this happens, if you want something deeper with them, they're going to want to like go about it in the right process and take the time to get to know you because they have good boundaries, I feel, which is a good thing. And they're unafraid of intimacy, but they do have healthy boundaries. This could even be fatherhood, empathetic and warm-hearted, like that good, stable energy. This is someone who genuinely cares about people's well-being. So they're empathetic and they're not a scumbag. They'll drop their defenses once they know that you're genuine, and they can be a little bit distant at first, but beautiful. We have the Six of Swords, which is coming out twice now. I need to move in some way, location, job, or just move towards calmer waters in general. I need peace. So this person could be in a transition in their life when this happens. They can literally be moving or planning some sort of move, or they may even tell you like, oh, I'm looking for jobs, and that job can end up being anywhere in like the country or the world, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, they do. And this doesn't really necessarily apply to the actual day that you see them or meet them, but there is a resting, recharging period they're in, spending time apart, needing space. Overseas travel, we saw that. A lot of you will be traveling or are in a location that you're not normally in. Literally moving on, etc. And I feel like a lot of you are also moving on from things that you've dealt with in the recent past. And we have the Ten of Cups. Oh my gosh. You make me so happy. I can see us spending the rest of our lives together. This person does like you. They like are in love with your energy, even if they don't know you that well. And they definitely can see something serious with you. But I feel like there is also elements of their own life that, are in transition as well. I don't feel like it's relevant to this exact day. I feel like there's a lot of potential if you want to carry on something with this person. There could be certain stipulations such as distance, or they're in the middle of some sort of transition or move. But I don't think this is someone who's just going to completely ghost you and cut you off after this day, after this event. Like, I feel like you'll add each other on social media, maybe exchange numbers, and sort of see what happens. Emotionally fulfilled, happy and prosperous, creating a home and family, secure and prosperous love. I love that. And we have the sun there as well. So this is just going to be a fun time. I feel like they're emotionally very, like, feeling connected to you and just in awe at you. And in fact, I'm seeing a vision here of, like, when you, like, undress in front of them, they're just, like, staring at you with, like, their mouth open, that type of energy. Like, wow. Like, they might actually literally say, wow. And yeah, you're just going to feel real cute, real special around them. And I love it. I am so happy that you guys are going to have this experience, okay? I hope you enjoy. Definitely watch for, okay, wow. I was going to say watch for your sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, because I'm so used to filming for the second channel where it's zodiac readings. Comment your thoughts and feelings down below. How did this resonate? Like this video and subscribe. All of those things help the channel out more than you realize. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there and spiritual life coaching sessions there. Highly recommend to you guys to get the Goddess Intention Energy Oil or Goddess Energy Intention Oil. Because I use that to anoint myself before dates, and let me tell you, it'll really get this energy flowing, and honestly, it brings out this type of behavior. Like, this exact reading is exactly how dates go, or at least from my experience and from what people have told me, when they anoint themselves with the Goddess Energy Oil. It's like people are, like, just shocked by you. They get nervous around you. They're like, you are perfect. Like, and it's not even just towards people. It's like everything. You just become more magnetized and charismatic. Manifestations manifest easier for you. So I would recommend getting that. It's on my website. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.